Hello guys, welcome to today's section. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about AS13 accounting for investment. So we are going to discuss about both concepts as well as accounting point of view. So AS13 accounting for investment. So in this AS, what are we going to learn? Yes, we are going to learn about what is an investment and what are included in the investment, how we are going to value or recognize this investment in the book of accounts. So these are the topics that we are going to discuss about the meaning, types, cost, valuation, and reclassification of investment. So let's go move on. So what is an investment? We all know that we record the investment in the asset side of the balance sheet. No. So we can say investment is a kind of asset. So we can say that investment is a kind of asset. It is held by the enterprise. For what purpose? Which all asset do you think included in the investment? Yes, the asset which help the enterprise or help ourselves for the purpose of earning income. So what kind of incomes do we earn from an asset? The income which can be earned from asset can be of three types. That is dividend, interest, and rental. From where will we get dividend? Yes, good. We get dividend from shares. Good. Then from where we will get interest? Yeah, bonds. From bonds we get interest. In case of rental, we get it from property. Okay, so these are the main types of income, main three types of income, that is dividend, interest, and rental. So if any asset help us to earn income in these three forms, then it falls under the category of AS13 investment. So next one is, if we have looked in the first form, next one is capital appreciation. Capital appreciation. Suppose you have bought a house. This is a house. Okay, sorry. You brought a house and the value of the house is, we can say 1 crore. At the time of purchasing, the value of the house was 1 crore. And after 5 years, okay, after 5 years, its value has been increased to 2 rupees 2 crore. So we can see that there is an appraisal in the value of the asset. No, there's an appraisal in the value of the asset. So if such appreciation has happened in the value of the asset, then such assets will fall under the category of investment. Okay, so capital appreciation. The third form is other benefits to investing enterprise. That means it includes any other benefits that the enterprise receives from the investment. So it's kind of asset. But we are mainly focusing on the first two, that is earning income and capital appreciation. So here let's discuss some more points. We say that we receive mainly income from three types: shares, bonds, and property. From shares, we can receive dividend as well as capital appreciation. How? If you buy a share and after 2 or 3 days the value of the share increases, we can resell it. So there is a capital appreciation has happened. In case of interest or bonds, in case of bonds also we get interest as well as capital appreciation. Then in case of property, what do you think? In case of property, there come different types. We do not buy just a property not only for rental purpose. We can buy the property for many purpose. For, let us say, we can buy the property for giving it to rent. Then what? For capital appreciation. For buying and reselling it after some time, capital appreciation can happen. Then we can buy a property for residential purpose. And we can also buy a property for business purpose. Okay. So these four types are the types which we buy a property for. So if you buy a property for rent or capital appreciation, it will fall under the category of what? AS13. But if we buy a property for residential or business purpose, in case of residential purpose, do we receive any income? We buy the house or buy the property for ourselves usually. So we do not pay any rental income. So it will not fall under the category of AS13 investment. But in case of business, let's assume there is a 3 property. 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, the first one is, we can say A. There are 3 jewelry shops, A, B, and C. These are the 3 jewelry shops. For the administration and the accounts purpose, these 3 jewelries combined and buy a property. Here we can say the property D. Okay, they brought a property D. For what purpose? For financing and administration purpose. financing and administration purpose. Okay, financing and administration purpose. So do you think this property will fall under the category of investment in AS13? What do you think? No, absolutely no. Why? Because it do not falls under these categories. Do we receive any income from it, like rent or anything? Do we receive? No. Is there any capital appreciation there? There's no capital. We is using it for business purpose. So if you buy a property for any business purpose, then it will fall. It will not fall under the category of AS13. Okay. Now let's move on. We need to note a point that just do not keep in mind that. Okay. You need to keep in mind that an asset that is held as stock in trade, if any asset is held as stock in trade, such asset will not fall under the category of investment. Okay. What do you mean by stock in trade? We kept the asset for the purpose of selling it out. No, we kept the asset for selling it. For example, we can say inventories. Sorry, inventories. We kept it for inventory. So do inventory fall in the category of investment? No, we kept it for the purpose of reselling it. So inventory do not fall under the category of investment. So we need to keep in that any asset that is kept as stock in trade, it will not fall under the category of investment under AS13. So just kept in mind it. Okay, it is an important point from the exam point of view. So these are the some points. Now let's move on. Next, what are the AS standard exclude some of the points. That means first we said that the basis of recognition of income AS9. We said that we receive income mainly in three forms. What are the three forms? Dividend. Next, can you say? Yes, the rent. And also one more, the interest. In these three forms, we receive the income. We did not learn about how to recognize this income. It is learned in AS9. We only learn about how to we only learn about the asset which provide this income to recognize how to recognize that asset. If any asset provide us with the interest or dividend or rent, we only learn to how to recognize that asset in book of accounts. Not about how to recognize the income, only about the asset that generates this income. Okay. That is only there. Then operational financial is, if we give an operational financial, it is not included in AS13. Then investment and retirement plans and life insurance. If we invest some money or anything in retirement plans or life insurance, it does not fall under the category of AS13. Okay, now there's mutual funds and venture capital. Just kept in mind these points, is not that important, just to note it. Now, this is an important topic, types of investment. There are mainly two types of investment. What are they? Current investment and mainly two types of investment, current investment and non-current investment. Sorry, non-current or long-term investment. Okay, mainly two types, current investment and long-term investment. So what do you mean by current investment? Okay, before going into that, let's look on long-term investment. What do you mean by long-term investment? Long-term investment are investment other than current investment. Simple definition. Anything other than current investment falls under the category of long-term investment. They generally held more than 1 year. That means it is held for more than how many months? It's held for more than 12 months. More than 12 months it is held. Then in case of current investment, any asset or any investment that is readily realizable falls in the category of current investment. That means it can be readily realizable. It can share, for example, we can say shares. Shares are readily realizable now. If you brought a share, then after 3 or 4 days, its value increases, capital appreciation. Then we can resell the share, that is readily realizable. Such investments are brought with an intention to hold less than 12 months. That means there is no intention to hold for more than 1 month. So here, what is the intention? To hold for less than 12 months. The intention is to hold for less than 12 months. Okay, these are the major difference. The major difference between current investment and long-term investment in that, for if we brought an investment with an intention to hold for more than 12 months, it falls under long term. If we brought an investment with an intention to hold for less than 12 months, that falls under the category of current investment. So that is a major point we need to keep in mind in case of current and long-term investment. So we learn about different types of investment. So what will be the cost of the investment? If we buy an investment, then how will we recognize? What will be the cost of the investment? Let's look into it. Yes, the cost of investment. That there are mainly we buy assets in different types. Then in case of if you go to a shop, okay, just imagine if you go to a supermarket and brought a what we can say, brought something Lulu hypermarket, we went and brought some foods. There are payment can be in different forms: cash, UPI transaction, card payments, different types. So in case of investment company, if we purchase an asset in the form of cash or bank, then it is recognized, or the cost of the investment is said to be the cash price, including charges such as brokerage or fee duties. That is, if you pay any extra brokerage charge, it is also included and it's also considered as cost of investment. So let us set an example. If you buy a share, purchase cost or cash price is equal to 1 lakh. The cost is 1 lakh. And the brokerage is, what can we say? Brokerage is 1%. 1%. So what will be the cost of the investment? Can anybody say? So what will be the cost of the investment? The cost of the investment will be including the purchase cost as well as brokerage. That is 1 lakh. Sorry, 1 lakh plus 1 lakh plus 1% is equal to, yes, 1 lakh 1,000. 1 lakh 1,000. This will be the cost of the investment recognized. Then in case of a investment that is acquired with the by insured shares, that means instead of giving cash or check transfer, we issue some of our shares and bought the investment. So in that case, the fair value of the security is issued or given. That means what, in which fair value we issue the security. That means fair value can be 10, 100, depends on. Then what is the fair value of the security issued or given? It will be the cost of investment. Then in case of exchange of another asset, if you buy any property by exchanging some of our assets, that means we brought an asset by exchanging another asset. That means it is a type of barter system. We, in older days, we used to give some rice, we give some tapioca, like that. So in the exchange of another asset, we buy, then in that type of acquisition, the cost of investment is said to be the fair value of asset given up. In that means which asset we are given the fair value. Some we can say. Okay, let's assume the exchange of some other asset. I gave my asset. That means our asset value, we can say a machinery. Our asset is a machinery of 2 lakh. Okay, and we brought some securities. Brought the investment of worth of rupees 1. We don't know the correct amount. Just we can say 1.5, some like that. We don't know the correct amount. So we brought the investment. So which amount is clearly evident for us? The value of the machinery. No. The value of the machinery is clearly evident. Sorry. The value of the machinery is clearly evident for us. So it is the cost of the investment is said to be the value of machinery, that is 2 lakh. The 2 lakh is said to be the cost of investment. Okay. That means which value is clearly evident for us, which will be the cost of investment. Just kept in that mind. Okay. That is cost of investment. Now let's move on. Next is valuation of investment. This is an important topic and the core topic of the AS13. Because it is mainly that there are two types of problem questions asking. One problem question is based on this. So if we kept in mind these important points, we can simply solve that questions. So let's look into it. That is valuation of investment, current investment. Current investment means what? You already said it is the investment that is held for less than 12 months. Good. Less than 12 months. Less than 12 months, we say it is current investment. Okay. In case of we brought a current investment, then what is the initial recognition? The initial recognition is at cost. We brought a current investment, then initial recognition is at cost. Okay. The initial recognition is said to be at a cost. Then if you brought a, what we say, okay, current asset we said, then if you brought the current asset and at the year end, how will we recognize or how will we value the investment? At the year end, it will recognize a cost or fair market value, whichever is lower. At cost or fair market value, whichever is lower. It will be recognized at cost or fair market value, whichever is lower. So let's take an example. So we can say that we brought an investment at a cost of rupees 2 lakh. Okay, we brought the cost of rupees 2 lakh. That is the cost. Cost of investment. Cost of investment. Then at the year end, the fair market value, that means on 31st March, 31st March is 2024. the value of fair market value was, what we can say, 1 lakh. Okay, the fair market value was of that as investment was 1 lakh. So at the year end, what will be the value of investment? Value of investment. Value of the investment, what will be the value of investment? The value of investment will be recognized at rupees 1 lakh, because why? We say that it is recognized at cost or market price, whichever the cost is rupees 2 lakh and fair market value is 1 lakh. Whichever is lower, 1 lakh. So it will be recognized rupees 1 lakh. So there is a difference, no? That means there is a difference of rupees 1 lakh. How the difference came? 2 lakh minus 1 lakh. There's a difference of 2 lakh minus 1 lakh. 1 lakh, there is difference. This difference will be charged to where? This difference will be charged to profit and loss account. This difference will be charged to profit and loss account. Okay. Okay, that is the points to kept in the case of current investment. For current investment, if you brought a current investment, it ensure recognition at cost. At the year end, you recognize the cost of fair market value, whichever is lower. And if there is a difference, that means the fair market value is lower than cost. That means fair market value lower. If there is the fair market value is lower, then only there will be a difference occur. If such difference has occurred, then it will be recognized as the difference will be charged to profit and loss. Okay, clear. Next is long-term investment. In case of long-term investment also, we recognize first that we initial at the time of purchase, we recognize it at cost. We recognize it as at a cost. Okay. But in case of at the year end, usually at the year end, it is recognized at what value? Usually at the year end, it is recognized at cost. Usually at year end also it is recognized as cost. But there is a catch. If a permanent decline has occurred for the asset or the investment, what is mean? You buy a property. We say a property is from where we receive rent. That is an investment, we said. Buy a property and we kept it for rent. But after some times there came some stories like there is this ghost and there is superstition stories, and people are not coming to stay in that hotel or they stay in that property. So there is a decline in the value of the asset. Okay, there is a permanent decline. Then we said that there is no ghost, something, then no one is building and no one is coming to stay there. Then will the value of the property increase? No, the value of the property is decrease and permanent decline has occurred. So what will be happen? The valuation of investment will done at the declined value. For example, we can say we said that we buy a property for rupees 5 lakh. Property's cost was 5 lakh at the time of purchase. But due to some permanent decline, the new value, after the declined value, it became 4 lakh. Now, the value of investment is only rupees 4 lakh. So at the end of the year, that is at 31st March, we will recognize the asset at which value will be recognized as a value of 4 lakh. That is if a permanent decline has occurred. What if a temporary decline occurs? We can say some flood has occurred, and due to that reason, for 2 to 3 months, people do not come to live in this property. So there is a temporary decline. But after some months, the flood, we can recover the property. So in case of temporary decline, will be usually recognized at cost. But only in the case of permanent decline, we will recognize it at declined value. So for more clarity, we will discuss a question that is better. Always practice make a man perfect. So let us discuss a question. So this is a question. Mr. Innovative Garments Manufacturing Company Limited invested in the shares of another company on 1st October 2021. But the garment company has invested in the shares of another company on 1st October 2011 at cost of rupees 2,50,000. It also earlier purchased goods for rupees 4 lakh, and sorry, there's a mistake in the date. It is not 2011. First October 2003. 2023. Okay, sorry for the mistake. Okay. It is 2023. Okay. On 1st October 2023, cost was 2,50,000. It also earlier purchased gold for rupees 4 lakh and 2 lakh on 1st March 2001 or 2021. Market value of the 31st March 2024 of the investment is as follows. Shares value is 2,25,000, gold is 6 lakh and silver is 3,50,000. How above investment will be shown in the book of accounts? we know that if you buy a current investment recognized at the year end at cost of fair market value, whichever is lower. Here we brought a shares of another company. Innovative Garments invest in the shares of another company. So at the year end, usually we recognize the cost of fair market value, whichever is lower. So in this case, the fair market value is said to be 2,25,000. Fair market value is said to be 2,25,000. Cost is 2,20,000. So which is lower? 2,25,000. Up it will be valued at rupees 2,25,000. What shares? But in case of gold and silver, it's a long-term investment because it is already purchased in the year 1st March 2021 or something like that. So already purchased, yeah. So it has been carried for many years, not with an intention to held for more than 12 months. So it is a long-term investment. Okay, so it is a long-term investment. So in case of long-term investment, if there is no permanent decline, it is usually valued at what cost? So what is the cost of the gold and silver? The cost of gold is 4 lakh. Yes, good. 4 lakh. And the cost of silver is rupees 2 lakh. 0. 2 lakh. So this is the valuation of inventory. But let me ask you something. If the we brought the shares with an intention to held for only less than 12 months, then it is classified as current asset. But what will be if we brought the share with the intention to held for more than 12 months? What will be the answer? Yeah, will be difference in the answer now. If it is held for more than 12 months, then it is classified as long-term investment. So long-term investments are classified as valued at a cost. So if held for more than 12 months, then it is valued at rupees 2,50,000. That is cost, not cost of fair market value, which is recognized as cost only. Okay, this kept in mind. Now let us look in the answer what ICA give. So let us look in the format of how to answer the question. So the ICA has first written the provision. That is as per AS13 revised accounting for investment for investing in shares. If investment is purchased with an intention to hold the share for a short time period, that is less than 1 year, that is current investment. So we can say it is an intention to hold for current investment CA. Current investment. So then it will be classified as current investment and to be carried at a lower of cost of fair market value. That is, in this case, the share cost of share is what? 2,50,000. Cost of share is 2,50,000. And the market value is 2,25,000. It will be valued at rupees 2,25,000. Okay. But if the shares are acquired with an intention to hold more than 12 months, that is long-term period, then it should be considered as long-term investment and it should be shown at a cost, that is 2,50,000. Okay, it will be calculated at a cost. Now, in the balance sheet, however, provisions for diminution standards should be made, recognize a decline if other than temporary in the value of investment. That means if the permanent decline has occurred, we need to record the investment after the declined value. Okay. In case of gold or silver, is generally purchased with an intention to hold for the long-term period, more than 1 year, that is long-term investment, until and unless given otherwise. Hence, the investment in gold and silver purchased from 1st March 2021 should be continued to be shown as cost since there is no other temporary diminution on 31st March 2024, that is 4 lakh and 2 lakh respectively, though their market value has been increased. Even though the market value has been increased, since it is a long-term investment, it is valued at cost only at the year end. Okay, I hope everything is clear. Now let's move on to one more last topic, that is reclassification of investment. So assume that we brought a share. In the previous question also we said that we brought a share with an intention to held for less than 12 months, but due to some reasons it was held for more than 12 months. Then there is a problem. We already classified it as current investment. Due to some reasons we are not able to sell it out. So what happened? It will automatically be going to reclassified as long-term investment. So in that case, at the time of reclassification, what will be the value of the investment, or how will we value the investment? Yes, let's look into it. In case of current investment, it is generally the same as the previous one, that is cost or fair market value, whichever is lower. Cost or fair market value, whichever is lower. Then, in case of long-term, that is vice versa. If a long-term investment that we brought a property to hold it for the 12 months, but due to some sudden reasons we need to sell it out, before even achieving 1 year. So it was classified as current investment. In that case, cost or carrying amount, whichever is lower. But we will recognize cost or carrying amount, whichever is lower at the date of transfer, not at the date of year end. Not at the year end, we need to look at the date of transfer. In which date we are transferring the investment as investment. At that date, no, we need to look the value of the investment. So for more clarity, let's discuss a question. After that, it will be clear. So let's move. Let's say a question. So here is a question. ABC Limited want to reclassify its investment in accordance with AS13. Decide and state on the amount of transfer based on the following information. So a portion of the current investment, that is it a current investment. So a current investment is reclassified as a long-term investment. So in this case, a current investment is reclassified as long-term investment. So the current investment is reclassified as long-term investment. The current investment was purchased for how much rupees? Yes, it was purchased for rupees 20 lakh. It was purchased for rupees 20 lakh. Reclassified as long-term investment as the company has decided to retain them. The market value of the date of balance sheet was rupees 25 lakh. So what was the provision? Yeah, when a current investment is reclassified as long-term investment, it is recorded at cost of fair market value, whichever is lower at the date of transfer. So on the date of transfer, the cost of the asset was rupees 20 lakh. The cost of the investment was rupees 20 lakh and the fair market value was rupees 25 lakh. Whichever is lower, yes, rupees 20 lakh. So which will be recorded in rupees 20 lakh. Then another portion of the current investment purchased for rupees 15 lakh to be reclassified as long-term investment. The fair market value of this investment as on the date of balance sheet was rupees 6.5. So here also we can say same provisions apply. Cost of fair market value whichever is lower. The cost is rupees 15 lakh and the fair market value is 6.5. So it will be recorded at rupees 6.5 lakhs. But there is a catch. We said that if there is a difference, that means if the fair market value is lower than the cost, then it will be carried to profit and loss. So here is a difference of rupees 8.5 lakhs. This is a difference of rupees 8.5 lakhs. So the difference 8.5 will be transferred to profit and loss account. Will transfer to profit and loss account. But in the above case, that is in the above question, we do not transfer such amount to profit and loss account. Why? Because there is no difference. The cost is, we are valuing it at cost only, not fair market cost only. That means there is no difference between the amount. Because the fair, also we can say that fair market value is greater than cost. And the difference only arises with fair market value is lower than the cost. Then certain long-term investment no longer considered for holding purpose to be reclassified as current investment. The original cost of this was 18 lakh. That means the cost was given as rupees 18 lakh. But has been written down to rupees 12 lakh to recognize other than temporary decline. Other than temporary decline means what? Saying that there has been a permanent decline has happened. Due to the permanent decline, the value of the investment was written down as rupees 12 lakh. So what we can say, it will be valued at how much rupees will be valued at rupees 12 lakh. Okay, I hope the discussion is clear. So let's move on to the answer part for more clarity purpose. So as per AS13 revised, when investment are reclassified from current to long, transfers are made at lower of cost of fair market value of the date of transfer. So first we need to write the provision. What's the provision? Here they only say one. It's better if you write the second provision also. That is, if a long-term investment is reclassified as current investment, then it is valued at cost or transfer price, whichever is lower at the date of transfer. It will be better. So then we are going to the first one. In the first case, the market value of the investment is rupees 25 lakh. The market value of the investment is rupees 25 lakh, which is higher than this cost 20 lakhs. It is higher than the cost of rupees 20 lakh. Therefore, the transfer to long-term investment should be carried at cost of rupees 20 lakh. In the second case, the market value of investment is rupees 6.5 lakh, which is lower than the cost. So the fair market value is lower than the cost. Therefore, the transfer to long-term invest should be carried at the book market value, that is 6.5 lakhs. But the loss of rupees 8.5 lakhs, there is a loss of rupees 8.5, should be charged to profit and loss account as per As13, where long-term investments are reclassified as current investment. Transfers are made at lower cost of carrying amount at the date of transfer. Same provision. In the third case, book value of the investment is rupees 12 lakh. Book value is said to be rupees 12 lakh, which is lower than the cost, rupees 18 lakh. Here the transfer should be carried at the carrying amount, and hence this reclassification of current investment should be carried rupees 12 lakh. That's the provision. So let's give a quick recap. 1 minute. Let's give a quick recap. So what we will discuss, we first discussed about what is investment and all. That is not that much important, but just kept in mind. Investment is an asset that is held by the enterprise for earning income in the three forms: dividend, interest, and rental, and for capital appreciation purpose and other benefit. You need to kept in mind that an asset that is held as stock in trade are not investment. Okay, then we share some of the points that are not included in As13. Then different types of investment, mainly two types: current investment and long-term investment. Current investment that is held for less than 12 months. Long-term investment held for more than 12 months. Then we look how to calculate the cost of investment. If we purchase an investment with the cash or bank purpose, then the cost of investment will be cash price, including charges such as brokerage, etc. If you buy by issuing share of other securities, it will be fair value of security issued or given. If we buy the investment as a exchange of another asset, then the fair value of asset given up and the fair value of investment acquired, whichever is clearly evident. Okay, the fair value of asset given up and the fair value of investment acquired, whichever is clearly evident, will be the cost of investment. Then in case of valuation of investment, we need to keep in mind that initial recognition is cost, and at the year end, that is at the close of balance sheet, you recognize as cost of fair market value, whichever is lower because of current investment. Then the difference, if there is a difference, that is if the fair market value is lower than the cost, the fair market value is lower than the cost, it will be recorded as fair market. So there is a difference here. That difference will be transferred to profit and loss account. In case of long-term investment, the initial recognition at cost, at the year end, it is usually recognized at cost. But if there is a permanent decline, then it is recognized at the value after the decline. Next, we discuss one question. It was asked in May 2000. Then we said about reclassification investment. If an asset investment was held with an intention for less than 12 months, but due to some purpose it was retained for more than 12 months, then it is reclassified as long-term investment. That is, current investment is reclassified as long-term investment, then cost of fair market value, whichever is lower at the date of transfer. If long-term investment is reclassified as current investment, then it is recognized as cost or carrying amount, whichever is lower at the date of transfer. We'll discuss a question about it. So thank you. I hope I have provided clarity about the topic As13. Thank you for your valuable time. Thank you.